assume, a new archon quest to go through, which I will not be getting to for a while, as I'm not even done with the first one from the first Inazuma update. But we have a new test run, and I wanted to start today's episode with that. The Raiden Shogun's elemental skill, Transcendence Baleful Omen, will grant each nearby party member an Eye of Stormy Judgment that will perform coordinated attacks alongside them, dealing electro damage. Okay, that's interesting. That's actually really good for, I forget what it's called, when you combine two elements to do extra damage, like electro-charged. When party members affected by Eye of Stormy Judgment use their elemental bursts, they will accrue resolve for the Raiden Shogun's Chakra Desiderata. When the Raiden Shogun uses her elemental burst, she will use up all the resolve accrued by Chakra Desiderata. That is a word. Good lord. And deal AoE electro damage using her Muso no Hitodachi. After this, she will use her sword in battle with her attacks, restoring energy for all her party members. Well, that is definitely interesting. Very confusing. What is her? Whoa, was that a 29k hit? That is insane. Oh yeah. Oh wow, this jungling is really well built. Or maybe it's just because I was hitting a slime. I don't actually know. It's always hard to tell if the enemies are like actually, or rather if the character is actually really powerful, like on their own, or if they've just been built to be very powerful. And they're also set against enemies that, like, just naturally would take more damage from the person using their skills. Talents. I'm curious about these three. Well, that's interesting. Mora expended when ascending swords and polearms is decreased by 50%. That is interesting. I didn't know that was actually a thing you could have. Enlightened one. Each 1% above 100% energy recharge that the Raiden. Okay. Oh man, I'm tired when I'm recording this video, so apologies in advance. Each 1% above 100% energy recharge that she possesses grants her 0.6% greater energy restoration from her burst, and 0.4% electro damage. Okay, I see. So it seems like she would want to be built for energy recharge or electro damage, or both. Probably both. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Which is unnumbered. When nearby party members gain elemental orbs or particles, Chakra Desiderata. I don't resolve stacks. It can occur once every 3 seconds. All I've gleaned from this is that she is a very technical person to use. I'm guessing. I do not think I like her, but originally I wasn't actually. That was weird. I wasn't planning on trying to pull her. I've already got Kuching, and I am very happy with her. But now that we have done that, we can do this and get those, and I'm also curious about this Crowfeather Kaburaya. So we are going to try her out as well. Her elemental skill allows her next fully charged aimed shot. Oh, she uses a bow. Okay. To create her crow feather cover, the arrow fired will leave a crow feather behind that will trigger Tengu Jidai Ambush, which deals AoE electro damage and also increases the attack of nearby characters. So she's sort of a support type. Okay. Okay. I feel like she's holding her bow really weirdly, but I don't know what it's actually oh, that was cool. I don't know what it's actually supposed to look like. I'm trying to get charged. There we go. I want to try out the ult.
No turning back.
Oh, oh, that was interesting. I definitely don't think I like her. In general, I just don't enjoy bow users. It's really a shame. I think I'm gonna finish up using Jongling. I just feel like they can never quickly deal a lot of damage. And I don't know if it's just me or if it's just how bow characters in general are. But it's unfortunate, but I just don't enjoy them. Oh, shoot. One of the main reasons I have Child on my party is bows do have their uses, like if you're fighting Ruin Guardians. But the main reason is he is tall, he has long legs, so he's good at sprinting. He gets places faster. But now that we are done with that, we are going to, I guess I am going to continue with the Archon quest, because I definitely need to at least try to do this.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
Actually, your encounter with the treasure hoarders.
It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was?
Apparently.
I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
The sword.
And this sword was once wielded by my father.
Oh, you remember that though?
I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands.
I forgot how dark and sad this storyline is.
And said to me, with this sword, you should.
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
The words are virtue and justice.
Virtue and justice?
Virtue and justice.
Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use of virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up.
You can't blame him.
The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me.
This is so messed up.
And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade.
As you should. As you
I'm
should.
capable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
It's like they gave you one option but split it into two for some reason. Losing a vision is no trifling matter.
Yeah. Seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience.
I wonder if they can get it back. Like, it only loses its power if the user dies, I think. So, his vision should still be somewhere. Probably,
Fortunately for
I
us,
think.
you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Man. Oh, goodness. The Swordmaster's path is paved with broken blades. Oh, he's right over here.
The third
Okay.
person who had their vision taken is the sword master around these parts. Hyman heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Meikyo
Sounds
Shisui.
pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
That seems like a really tiny dojo. Like that just looks like a house.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine.
Oh, uh-oh.
Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though,
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you?
I'm me. Who are you?
Don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately!
Oof.
Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
Oof. Oh no.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to,
Oh man. This one feels like oh, I don't even know how to describe it. This one feels like it's gonna be the worst of the three though. We are here to become disciples.
Disciples?
Correct.
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here.
True.
Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. We haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being.
We can wait until he's recovered. I'm not gonna be mean.
I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave.
Deal.
Sensei's name is Domon,
Domo.
a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world.
Okay. That is definitely a high goal to have.
And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then,
not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since.
Yeah.
He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. So, we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
Yeah.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
I'm pretty sure we've been there
you haven't
before.
heard of it? It's the largest
Yeah.
shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself.
Oh,
Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
That seems like something you wouldn't want strangers to watch.
Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
Okay. Okay. It said 1800, I think. Oh, it's actually really close. Here we go.
So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei one of his fits of madness.
This is just depressing.
Just now,
Oh, goodness.
Monica was attending to him. She heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past.
Okay.
One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. And he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him. So the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result.
Oh my god.
Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon.
I genuinely don't know how to react to this quest.
Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
This is just so sad, so depressing. Was that him? And there he goes.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism?
Oh, that was definitely the guy.
We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them.
And away we go. Follow the suspicious person's traces.
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up?
Isn't this
The right place?
right
Let's
next
look
to
a little further up.
yeah, the thing that's literally filled with people's visions? Give me that. Give me that. Traveling doctor's medicine bot.
Suspicious person sighted. That's gotta be him.
Hello there.
How did you catch up with me so quickly?
Oh, poor guy.
Are you sure you're Dolmon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does.
Really?
Unless... I guess it's been a few
It's
years.
Anzai.
Maybe his skills have improved again.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you?
I love Paimon so much.
And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister.
Oh my goodness.
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day. Long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
Senior? Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai. Yes, that's me.
Why did you run?
Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again.
I don't think true.
we were young, we trained under the same sword master, studying Make Yoshi Sui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Make Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him, told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time.
There is so much dialogue.
Swift progress in his training, and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation.
Yeah, true.
He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Make Yoshi Sui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations for me.
You are definitely not someone without agitation.
Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down though, I still respected his mastery of the blade, and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Make Yoshi Sui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming along.
Good. Goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Okay. I think I am going to be not continuing with this. Going to save it for another episode. What to do in the meantime? We've got a couple minutes to kill. Let me. Is it? No. Is it this one? No, this one. 5 of these. Okay. I think I am going to go and there you are. We are going to fight a pyroflower. and I don't need to stress about trying to hit level 50 anymore. I've just taken a pretty hefty break from it. I haven't been going hard or anything, but I really would like to eventually get Yanfei up to level 90.
Let's dance. Don't blink. Nowhere to hide.
Oh, I did slightly mess that up. I completely forgot how I typically fight. Man. Oof. Oh, what if I... Oh, I got him. Heck yeah. There we go. I completely forgot how to do that fight. Typically... what? I thought that I could use my condensed resin for that. Am I crazy, or is that not a thing? I'm actually flabbergasted about that. Release Sacred Sakura's favor limit. What is that about? I assume I have to come over here and talk to the tree. Or maybe it's just not something I can do yet. But after that, oh, that's pretty. Stand over here. Oh goodness, that is actually really pretty. Okay. So, at that, I am going to end the episode there. Feel free to leave a like if you liked what you saw/heard, or subscribe if you want to watch more of my content or be notified when I upload. I hope you have a lovely morning, day, or night. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.